Hello and welcome to another MCO market update on Bitcoin. So we want to take a look at the Bitcoin chart. Not too much happened today. It was a day of consolidation. I have to say the crypto sector held really well today. I mean, okay, we can say that upper micro support levels broke. But overall, comparing it to the stock market, the cryptos held quite well, given that the cryptos normally show more volatility. But even the stock market was quite volatile today again. So we are still holding support here. I think I mentioned that support zone in the previous video, or maybe just in the membership, but it is a support zone that I'm watching now. It's not a strong one. It is a weak one because it's based on a three-wave move to the upside. It's clear that Bitcoin formed some kind of a price top here today at this swing high that formed, actually, it was late yesterday, the swing high, right? That formed here around 83,550. And what I counted before as an ABC structure morphed into a WXY pattern. That is not anything dramatic. It's just a slightly unusual pattern. It does happen, of course, but WXY structures, you can't really predict them. You can prepare for them, but you can't really predict them. The WXY happens when the last move up just doesn't happen anymore. That's why we typically say, when trading something, not that this was a great setup, right, overall to the upside, but even though it was forecasted, but still, the idea is that this is not a high probability setup in a corrective bounce, yeah. But typically what we say is, be in there for the high probability element of the trade, which is the trending move, right? Don't try to squeeze every little bit of juice out of the lemon. Anyway, it is a three-wave top that formed. Now, what we also are watching, obviously, then, is always the structure of the pullback. That's what I told you in the last video. If the pullback is corrective, it keeps the door open for higher prices. So we're watching this micro support region now to see if the market can generate a bounce into the mid 90K region. So this would be next, yeah? So we can observe this micro support region, which is relevant for this B-wave pullback, because it is so far a three-wave move down. Had we seen 5 waves down, it would be much clearer. It would be more clearly bearish. So looking at the structure now that the market has settled, as I said, it's a corrective pullback. Looking at the stock indices, they've done something similar. That keeps the door open for higher in the short term. So we'll see if the market can generate a C-wave rally into the mid 90K region. And as I said, even if after that the pullback remains corrective, we could still push higher towards 100K, 110K, and so on. As long as pullbacks remain corrective, the market can grind higher. It's just not high probability because it's all coming from a corrective base, from a three-wave move to the upside. So it's a bit tricky. But I think support is clearly defined. Once, as soon as we get a break above this previous swing high here, this internal B-wave high that's located at around 82,400, that would be further confirmation we're actually going up. A better confirmation would, of course, be a break above our signal line here at around $83,790. Now, if the market continues to grind lower, breaks below 76,300, that would open the door to a drop into the 70 to 72K region or 73K region. So overall, nothing happened and nothing changed. When we look at the bigger picture, the context has absolutely not changed at all. Not even the micro patterns have really changed. I mean, we're still watching for a fourth wave top. Yeah, maybe after one more high, maybe it was already in. The break below micro support suggested, okay, wave 4 has topped. And if we now break below 76,292, that opens the door to this blue zone, as long as we're holding that. And as long as the move down is in 3 waves, it keeps the door open for higher. But I haven't got much to work with from that low. There is not much structure I can work with. But I think levels are clearly defined, and much will depend on the structure of the next larger pullback. And so there's a support zone to watch. It's just not necessarily high probability. So looking at these, looking at the stock indexes, which I'm covering in our stocks membership, you'll find the link in the description as well. but looking at them, I'm leaning towards slightly higher prices there. Bitcoin, context-wise, I mean, it's screaming for another low after this 3-wave move up, but I have to say the pullback is corrective. So I'm watching very, very closely that microstructure to understand those probabilities. They are very, very dynamic, obviously. For now, I think there's still a chance it's holding support, but I don't see enough action from that low to really clearly say, right, we're making an attempt to rally in wave C. That's the update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.